can we ride our bikes if the battery goes flat, or can we ride the bike like a normal bike if the battery goes flat? Now, of course, the answer to this is going to be yes, because it is a bicycle, but there's a few caveats that come with this. With your bike, when you make it an electric bike, you add to it a motor and one or possibly even two batteries. And those components are quite heavy. So the motor probably weighs between 3 and 4 kilograms, and about the same for the battery as well. So if you're going to ride your bike without any assistance, so essentially if the battery is flat, you've got to remember that you're now going to be carrying that additional weight at the same time. On top of that, your bike, when it has been designed to be geared for something that's got a lot more power. So what you'll find is you might not have the lower gears that you want to be able to carry that weight unaided. Now, it's not the end of the world with things like the roll-off hubs or chains and cassettes, because you've still got quite a wide range of gears, so you'll be able to ride it. But you will notice if you have things like the Enviola hub or the Vario spec that's in there, there's a little bit of internal resistance on that, so a bit of drag, which sort of adds to the feeling of the weight on it, and the gearing is not particularly low. If you are going to try and ride your bike as a normal bike, you'll probably find it reasonably difficult to do, but it is definitely possible if you get down to that sort of flat battery. Other things to bear in mind is that as your battery goes flat, the battery does conserve a little bit of energy. So it's between about 5 and 8% of the battery that it spares, and it uses that to power the lights, it uses it to power the display. And if you've got the roll-off hub with the E14 shifter, so the electronic shifter in it, it saves energy so that you can change gear. Otherwise, obviously, you'd be stuck in just one gear. Another way of looking at the effect of riding a bike without assistance is to look at how the bike actually works when it gets to the higher speeds. So with the bikes, when you get to about 15.5 to 17 mile an hour, the motor fades out and then eventually switches off. So at those higher speeds, you are riding your bike without assistance. So it's definitely possible to do, and you probably experience it all the time when you're riding your bike. If you've got a very big, heavy bike, full suspension, knobbly tyres and everything, you might find that when you get up to that sort of 15.5 to 17 mile an hour, that's the limit of where you sit. And the reason for that is that as the motor fades out, you're struggling to push the bike any faster than that. Lightweight bikes, thin tyres, high pressures on them as well, will keep rolling at higher speeds than that, and you'll see that you can ride those quite easily without assistance. But maybe the bigger bikes with the bigger tyres and everything, riding those without assistance can become quite difficult.